Hello everyone, this is Plankara, and welcome to my universe. Today, I'm going to continue rigging Shalom from Path to Nowhere. I was taking a little bit of a look at her face again this morning, and I think I want to lower her chin just a touch here. Throat's still a little bit stuffed up, but it's getting better. Fortunately, my nose doesn't feel like it's running all the time, so it's just, for whatever reason, my throat just, I don't know, it's got some stuff in it, it's got to work out. Otherwise, I'm doing fine. I'm a little afraid of using the brush here, just because it is so nice and symmetrical, and I'm almost sure that it will not be because my hand is so unsteady. But, I don't need to move it that much, so I think it's probably okay. Just want to make sure that it's lining up here. And it looks like it is. So that's wonderful. This is just one of those things that as the hair starts looking better, I can scrutinize what's going on everywhere else a little bit more, and occasionally I notice things that I think could be a little bit better too. Let me go ahead and hide the flower on her necklace there. I'll just leave it like this for now, so this way I can see everything very clearly. Sigh, yeah. I was afraid of that. You can see that there's a little change right there. Actually, I think that might have been there before. I wonder if I'm just now noticing it, or if something really did change there. Because I definitely didn't edit this far up, and it looks a little bit off there to me. So that tells me that maybe I didn't have the head very symmetrical to begin with. Oh, okay. Well, I guess it's a good thing that I'm coming through and fixing it up a little bit. I'd been dealing with these other angles for so long that I guess I just never noticed. I really do like the expression of the lower turn, though. I was talking about that a lot yesterday, but it just makes me so happy. It really does. Okay. Now I think we're good, so I'll go ahead and turn these layers back on, and I'll just copy this over to the headline. And then I'll change everything on the other side. There it is. Okay. So now hopefully her chin looks like it's moving down a little bit more here. Yeah, I think so. Maybe I could even do a little bit more here. Just slide the chin very, very slightly to the right. Well, and here I was planning on doing back hair today, but I guess we're doing some stuff with the chin. It's not too surprising. I do honestly find the jawline to be very hard to draw. It always takes a little bit of flailing for me to get it right. Alright, and then I just do the things again. And all will be well. There we go. So then the layer that I have hiding part of the headline aside, I think that's all moving pretty well. Okay, and now I'm seeing stuff on the hair again. Alright, I want this coming over here a little bit more. Just so that it lines up with the lower left. It'll be barely noticeable at all here, but it'll be noticeable in this area between these two keyframes. So this way it doesn't look like it's just coming out quite so hard. I think I actually wanted to slide over just a little bit more. It's okay. This is what the early correction period is for, when I have fresh eyes and can see things clearly. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. Okay. I think just the nature of how I have to have things there means that it's gonna look a little bit strange. But I don't think it looks bad. So I'll call that good. Alright, and I think I want to look at her face a little bit more once I have this bang turned back on. So let's go ahead and revisit the back hair here. Because I still feel like I have quite a lot of work to do there. I really don't like the way that it looks in this turn at all anymore. I definitely improved over here considerably yesterday. So hopefully I can do the rest, or the same thing with the rest, all the way through. So I'll just go through and I'll start slowly getting things into place once more. I'm just gonna take my time here. I probably rushed a little bit too hard last time, and this mesh is a little bit unwieldy. So I'm just going to take my time and do what's necessary to really get it to look nice. Yesterday was weekly speed paint day. Today I was able, or this time I was able to do it on time since I'm no longer sick, so that was nice. I had fun with this one. I realized, though, that I think I might be trying to get a little bit too ambitious with some of my ideas, and I just cannot draw that much in an hour or two. Because I wanted to do some interesting stuff with, like, patterns, and I had some things that I wanted to try, but I just did not have time to do them. So I just quickly put together some cool lighting effects at the end and called it good. So that tells me I gotta scale back my ambitions a little bit there. It is a speed paint after all. I need to pick out just like a couple of things to do. And I've been happy since that one drawing that I did from that game that I'm actually not at all familiar with. The one with all the nice blue. I've actually been getting more attention on Pixiv, which is very exciting for me because I feel like the Japanese audience cares more about illustration than a lot of Western audiences do. So, I'm very excited to be sharing my work with them. And I'm glad they enjoy it. So I might take a break from some Path to Nowhere related content and go through the OK to Draw tag and draw some people's original characters. After all, the reason that I decided I wanted to draw is because I wanted to draw my characters. So drawing other people's characters sounds super fun too. As always, if there's something that you want me to draw, just go ahead and request it, and I will see what I can do. If it's something that looks fun to draw, I'll go ahead and give it a shot, and otherwise, you know, I might not, but that's just the nature of requests. It is something that maybe I will feel like doing. But there's no harm in asking. Absolutely not. I won't get angry with you, and even if I choose not to do it, it's not because the ideas... No, it's not necessarily because the idea seemed bad or anything like that. I just may want to draw something else, or stuff like that. But yes, for the time being, I think I might go draw some people's original characters. Possibly mine as well. I have been wanting to do that for a while, so... I'm honestly kind of looking forward to it. Who knows, maybe I'll just do an extra speed paint this week. We'll see, it's like Christmas is here. Christmas is on Wednesday, which is weird to think about. So I might have other stuff to do. I might want to draw other things. Who knows? I think what I decide to draw is just as chaotic as my process. It's kind of funny I say that, but whenever I start something, I really, really like to finish it. I don't like to leave things just half done. So I have very few pictures that I decided not to finish. There are some. Circumstances do change enough that sometimes I end up not finishing a picture. But I really, really like finishing them, so I tend to finish just about everything I start. Okay, I think it's the kind of thing that gives me the patience to draw that large field of flowers that I've been talking about in the past few streams. And the kind of thing that is perhaps making me a little bit overambitious in my speed paints too. I'm just like, oh yeah, I want to do all the things. Wait, what do you mean I can't draw that fast in 2 hours? Oh no! It's okay, I'll find a nice balance. Right now I'm ignoring everything over here in regards to this highlight. I'm just trying to get these shadows through. I'm going very slowly on this right side here from left to right. So I will handle all of this at the end, and I imagine that will involve a fair amount of flailing. In all likelihood. But I'm ready for it. So ready. I think it's looking really good, though. It looks a lot better than it did before, I think. Just all the lines are so much smoother and all that good stuff. So I'm just going to be a little bit more particular about all of this than I have been. I think I might have been in one of those states with the other angles where, oh man, I'm like almost at the end here. Let's just go, go, go. And I ended up rushing a little bit. I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just gotta force myself to slow down a bit. It can be hard when you get excited. I'm just ready for the next thing, because my brain just tells me like the next 5 things I'm gonna get to do, and just like, ah, yes. Want to do all the things. So right now I'm just trying to really get the angle on this shadow of the hair. So if you look at the default here, it kind of goes down and then swoops off to the side. So I'm just trying to capture that swooping and make it look more like it's moving upward as opposed to just sliding. And right now it still kind of feels very slidey to me. So I need to capture that whoosh up here, because her head is moving down, like her chin in the front of her head, which means that the back of her head is actually moving upward. So that means that her back hair should move a little bit upward. Since it is attached to the back of her head. And that's what I'm looking at right now, just trying to get that kind of same shape, just higher up. And it's surprisingly tricky to think like that. Animation is hard. I mean, I think art is hard in general. But having to actually think about how things move is just adding an entirely new dynamic to how I approach these things. It's like, man, maybe I should be illustrating more of my... or animating more of my illustrations. Yes, animating... not illustrating more of my animations. Definitely not that. That'd be silly. I guess, strictly speaking, animating or illustrating the animations is also correct, but it's a bit silly to think about it in those terms, I think. Words are hard too. I'm actually surprised by how far to the left that I want this shadow to be going. But the more I push it that way, the better it looks. So I think that is the way to go. It's okay, art can be pretty surprising in that way too. I was also realizing today that my daughter starting school next year is going to be very interesting for both her and for my husband and I as her parents. Because she's been getting especially sad when her grandparents leave lately, or when she has to leave. And I think she's playing it up a little bit. I mean, I do think she is actually sad. But she's definitely been playing up her emotions quite a lot more lately. And I think part of that is that for a long time, society has been treating her or treating her better when she does that. So it has been extremely effective in getting what she wants. It doesn't really work very well on me or her dad, but especially when it comes to Grandma. Grandma definitely has a hard time telling her no or making her sad. And so I think that she has learned that when she gets really, really sad, that she's more likely to get her way. And so she's been playing up her emotions even a bit more than usual. And I think that's even true outside of just her immediate family. Like, there's been several times when I take her to the park and let her play with other kids that she'll want to play with some toys that they brought. And the kid does not want her to because they want to play with the toys that they brought, as you might imagine. That's why they brought the toys. But she just gets really sad, starts crying, and just, generally looks really down. And sometimes the parents will cave and make their kids share their toys. And I think that's kind of terrible, honestly. I think parents should advocate for their kids a little bit more. And I don't think it's necessarily a problem that kids don't want to share their toys. This is generally how I've treated her. And I think as a result, she's very secure in the ownership of her stuff. And doesn't think that I'm just going to be giving it to other kids willy-nilly, so she doesn't feel like she has to protect it. So she's actually been pretty good at sharing. Her brother has been too. So, I mean, I'm not sure if that's the case, but it's kind of how I see it. Because I do think knowing that I will advocate for her is probably good for her. So I think about these things a lot. Yes, the lesson with sharing that I taught her was that if you don't share, nobody's going to want to play with you. And I remember that there was a rope swing at one of the indoor play places that we go to. There's only one, and really only one kid can ride on it at a time. And she just absolutely refused to share it. She just wanted to ride on it and would not let anybody else. And after that, nobody wanted to play with her. So she was very lonely. And she actually got a lot better at sharing after that. Because I let her feel the consequences of what happens when you have zero consideration for other people. And they don't want anything to do with you. That's about it. I don't think I needed to teach her anything else. So I tried to give her a better understanding of why sharing is worthwhile, as opposed to just saying, do it. Do it or you're a bad person. I don't really like that mentality. Man, this bottom part is actually quite hard. Let me consult the mesh. Maybe it'll give me some ideas for how this should be done. Okay. I think I see some things. Let's bring this back down just a little bit here. So I want everything to be moving roughly the same amount. And right now some things are moving far, or some vertices are moving far more than others. So that's probably why it looks a bit strange. And I don't think that this area needs to be moving that much. Not at all. Just enough to show that her head is moving down. Okay. Let's see if I am on the right track here. I think so. Alright, let's keep consulting the mesh. This time, before I was looking mostly at up and down, now I want to look at left-right. But the mesh honestly isn't telling me very much about left-right, so I might just have to look at the art itself. Just gotta feel it. Try things and see what happens. Alright, I think it's getting there. I think that's much closer than it was before. Her hair is so pretty. I really do like it. I've said it many times, but every time I look at it, it's just so nice. I know this part is stuff that I mostly redrew myself, but it's still heavily based on what was already there. So I think it still counts. It's also occurred to me here that I haven't done the hair shadows yet. I almost forgot about them again. I do that a lot. It's very unfortunate. Alright, just gonna focus here a little bit while I try to get the very top of this shadow area in exactly the right spot. But yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. Let me actually hide a little bit more hair here. I'm gonna get rid of this tiny strand. Where are you, tiny strand? There we are. And this one. There we go. Now nothing is in the way, and I can see perfectly. Should hopefully let me get this shadow shape looking right too. So I have been feeling like it's a little bit off. Couldn't tell you why, which is why I decided to go and hide the hair, but I have been feeling like it's a little bit off. Ah, I see. It's because it's actually not as straight as I think it is. Yeah, I see it comes down straight here and then has a sharp turn right there. So I just need to get that sharp turn back in there. Where exactly is it? Let's ask the mesh. Alright, mesh. How do I make this turn happen? Vertex needs to chill out. Okay. That was the first thing that needed to happen. You know what? I should hide her ears too. Okay. There we go. Now there's nothing between me and the hair. It will all move as I desire. Okay. Alright, yeah, I think that part's doing better. I actually think over here is doing pretty okay too. So now I guess I can go into this color that's almost kind of brown. So I have that moving all kinds of weird right now. So let's go ahead and fix that up. I might consult the mesh again. We'll see if it's necessary. Yeah, I think it's necessary. There's a lot of little complex movements through there, and I think this is easier. I think this is so much easier than trying to figure it all out myself, just by staring at the pixels. I might as well use the tools available to me to make it easier. Alright, so now this thing, this dark red area that goes through here. What exactly should I do with you? Well, first I gotta send you up about the same amount as I'm doing everywhere else. But maybe I should be letting some back hair peek out from behind the strand here. I won't worry about it for now. I've been hiding it. But right now, I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just going to try to get this shadow area in a better spot. And I think that better spot is this way. Just do one thing at a time here. I do think that getting this shaped right will give me some important clues as to what everything else should look like too. In fact, maybe I should just hide this entire side bank here. And the behind here too. Let's just clear everything out. Okay, so now we just have back hair. Nothing else matters. Only back hair. Okay. So yeah, I guess I'll start going for the edge, and I'll see how that shakes out. I'll worry about this highlight that I always struggle with. And then I can figure out what I want to do from there. Because I should remember that that little strand that it's hiding behind there is going to be moving when I add physics. So I really should not use it as like a border, the barrier for hair. The hair should go where it wants to go. The hair should be free. I'm just neatening some things up there. I'm not actually sure if that's how it's gonna look, but yeah, I'm guessing that a lot of this compression in the hair here is all just stuff that happened because I insisted that it hide behind that other strand. And that was probably not a good idea. Lessons for the future. I won't do that again. Alright, so let's start getting some of this all into the right shape. I'm gonna start at the top of this highlight here, because that's where the most detail is, because we have this part and this part. So I think if I can get those moving upward nicely together, then everything should start looking pretty good. But oh gosh, everything is like connected to everything else here. This mesh is extremely unfortunate. But I don't really feel like fixing it, so I'm just gonna live with the consequences of my actions here. It'll be fine, I will survive. And it's okay, I won't have to touch hair forever. Soon. Soon the hair will just be done. And I will be free. I will be as free as the hair is now that I am no longer constraining it onto that arbitrary strand that I was doing it before. That was such a silly decision, past self. What were you even thinking? What were you trying to do? What did you think was gonna happen? Oh, so silly. Okay, yeah, I feel like I'm getting somewhere now. It looks like it's going up. You know what? We should hide the connecting hair too. She's just gonna be totally bald on that side. But now I can see clearly. I can see clearly. The hair is gone. I'm also trying to just make sure that the outside here at least looks reasonably nice. I'm not going to be super particular about it, but I don't want it to be, like, super crunchy and gross looking. And also, I don't think I'm going to move her head out of the way. I think the head is fine. Everything should be hidden behind that anyway, so I think this is totally fine. So I think I might be doing back hair for a few streams, because, I was way off in how it should be rigged here. But I think it looks so much better now. It's like we don't see very much of this side, but I might spend a bit of time just making sure that side is up to snuff too. I definitely feel like I've been doing a disservice to the back hair here. I might even go ahead and fix the right head turn too. 'Cause, yeah. I'll just fix the 4 cardinal directions here. And then I'll worry about the lower left. Okay. Rigging errors just always amuse me. When things just aren't done yet. And meanwhile, we have Shalom's new haircut. There's a lot of little colors playing together here. That's making it hard to get it all into place, especially considering how, I don't know, tightly bound all of the vertices are. Like, I can't move one vertex without affecting, like, 3 other things. Makes it a bit hard to work with here. And I'm doing my best. Definitely doing my best. It's okay, I think this might be the kind of thing where once I do it once, I'll have a better understanding of what I should do for future ones. Or maybe that's just me coping, I'm not sure, but I will continue to believe that. Okay, I'm gonna consult the mesh here. Yeah, it's like all the stuff a little bit lower down aside. It does look like this is mostly correct. Maybe this one needs to be a bit higher. No, I think it's actually this one needs to be a bit lower. Sometimes it can be hard to tell which one is the vertex with the problem. Much like when I was working on the head angles and lining everything up in the lower left. Sometimes it could be hard to tell if I needed to modify the left head turn, the bottom head turn, or the bottom left head turn. I just knew there was a problem. Alright, it's getting there. I'm working my way down. I think it looks okay. Yeah, I think it's probably fine. This is an obscure enough area that I probably only need to get it about 80% correct rather than fixating on every single little thing that looks just even slightly off to me. Definitely have some stretching going on right through here though. Not surprising, I hadn't moved it around yet. I had been focusing on higher areas, so... Alright. Looking much better, I think. I'm so happy. The back hair had been suffering for so long in silence. But now I'm finally seeing all the problems that it was having. I'm sorry, my little vertices. I hope that this all makes up for it. Being way more particular than I was. And now I think everything really does look just so much nicer. Definitely got a little bit of waviness to work out at the bottom there, but I'm trying to get the general shape of this shadow right before I get too deep into fixing it all up. Alright, I want to do a little bit more with this shadow and this highlight, the two kind of most prominent features, but I think everything else is good enough. I really do. I think it all looks pretty okay. So man, is all this just so hard to move. It's hard enough to move that it's honestly a little bit annoying. So I keep complaining about it. I'm just looking at it like, sigh. Because it really is very annoying. It's alright, I'm getting somewhere. Almost there. I believe in myself. I think I can finish what I set out to do today. And just get the back air on this turn looking good. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to do the left turn too, but this proved to be way harder than I thought it would. I mean, wow! There was a lot to it. Okay, I think that should be good enough. Maybe just a little bit more on the back of this highlight here. I do think this highlight is probably one of the most important parts, so I'm spending a little bit of extra time getting that to look good. Okay, yeah, that should be fine. Let me just straighten up the vertices on the edge here and get some of this looking a little bit better. But otherwise, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm glad I drew some extra here so that this way I do not have to completely conform to that little strand that I was conforming to before. Then right here is maybe just a little bit too pointy. Let's see if I can smooth that out without breaking anything else. Big F with this mesh. Scroll wheel's been giving me a bit of trouble here. Alright. Yeah, I think this is probably fine. I think this side is barely showing, so that's also fine. The left turn actually doesn't look as bad as I remember, so let's work a little bit on that. Man, what is with my scroll wheel? I have had this mouse for a long time, so I hope it's not dying on me. I feel like all my hardware's giving out at me at once, and it's a bit scary. My headphones died, now my mouse might be dying, and... life is hard. It really is. Alright, so here I'm going to focus on cleaning up what's already there and just getting the lines a little bit smoother. This one doesn't look quite as bad as I remember, so I might not have to do quite as much work, and I say as I see something like this. Oh goodness. Let's smooth this out just a little bit here. Okay. There's some things you can only see because the character is extremely bald. So I'm going to clean up this edge a little bit. And then hopefully when it comes time to do the lower left, it just won't be so bad. I'll have everything looking a little bit better. And who knows, maybe the interpolation will have my back, and I won't have to fix that much. Alright. I think that's much better than it was before. Anyway, I'll probably try to blow the dust out of my mouse after stream here, and hopefully that'll fix all the problems. I have definitely been using the scroll much more since I started rigging. Yeah, I actually did this pretty decently. Alright, I think everything's in a good spot, so let's just get those edges looking nice and clean. So right now they don't. They very much do not, but I actually think that everything else is okay, so I can focus a little bit of time onto the edge here. I'll take another look at this tomorrow, but I mean, I really do think that everything looks pretty alright here. See if my future self agrees. Okay, there's no way that this is going to be okay though, right? There's no way. Not nearly as bad as I was expecting. Nice. Okay, I can work with that. Just get this nice and even and straight. Right now it's got a bit of wiggle to it, so I want to work that out before I call it good. There we go. Got the wiggle out. Okay. So how is this? Not bad. And now down here, do I have hair back? B-A-C-K. Okay, perfect. So this is still just the interpolation. And it needs some work. But I think it's probably going to be better than it was if I just did not do some of this. My goodness, even over here. Some of this extra stuff. Okay. I do think I will do the right and the top before I... What the heck is this? Man, Pastel, you were really silly. What the heck were you thinking? But yes, I think I will do the right and the top before I go do the lower left. And she will be extremely bald in the meantime. Okay. But I think I will stop here for today. So tomorrow, hopefully we can do the other half of the back hair. And I can just finish off this turn. Very exciting. Very close. So, thank you all for coming. And I hope you're able to create something wonderful today. I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye.